Hello, Fit Spirits. My name is Alex, and thank you for joining me for this 30-minute-ish yoga class. If you want to, let's start on our back. So, take a moment to just find your place on your mat. And I will recommend to keep your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor so your spine can release and relax into the ground, especially after being perhaps seated all day or being, doing all that stuff human beings are doing in a day. So just give you a few moments to land on the floor with your arms wide open, palms are facing up, some sort of a symbol to the universe, a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive, but also to give and share. And then go ahead and start to deepen your breath. Deep inhalation through your nostrils, and then full and satisfying exhalations through your mouth. And maybe even sighing and letting go of whatever you've been carrying on your shoulders, whatever kind of thought, energy, or even emotions you've been kind of holding on to. Let them just release as you let go of your exhalations. And then just notice how much more calm you feel now. Or perhaps you still feel agitated, which is fine too. And the question is, are you able to hold space for anything that might happen or arise here now on the mat without judging nor commenting? And then just from here, imagine a line piercing the crown of your head like a central channel and moving all the way down in between your thighs. And then go ahead and just stretch your legs forward so they're evenly resting on each side of that vertical line or central line. And then you can press through your heels, extend the arms overhead, take a nice deep breath here, and then exhale and release. Let all the energy go, and then let's do that again a few times. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale to release. Stretch it all out, then let it go. Last time. And then keep your left leg long, press through your heels so the toes are pointing up to the sky. And then bring your right heel back to your pelvis, so your knee is again bent. Arms by your sides, palms are facing down, and the hands are kind of close to your pelvis for a bit more support here. Lift your chest a little bit and glue your shoulder blades together against your back. Now go ahead and press into your right heel and breathe in to lift your hips as high as you can go. And as you might see, it doesn't have to go really high here. And you want to keep pressing through the heel, lift your pelvis, draw your low belly in and up towards your throat, which is more like down, but depends on the perception, right? And then release, let it go. Extend your right leg, extend the arms overhead. Inhale to stretch it all out. Exhale to release. Now go ahead and bend your left leg, foot on the floor. Press through your right heel. Press into your hands and lift your pelvis up. Keep drawing the low belly in. Thighs are moving together. Perhaps your left knee has a tendency to flop out to the side, so bring it back to the midline. One last breath. Lift, squeezing your bum muscles a bit more. And then release. Now extend both of your legs, extend the arms, take a deep breath in, stretch it all out. And then bring both of your heels close to your bum. Imagine you're squeezing something in between your knees, like a tennis ball, for example. And then from here, palms down on each side of your hips. Press through your heels, breathe in to lift your pelvis. And go ahead as high as you feel like it's comfortable to go. You might feel the muscles at the back of your body starting to engage. Bum muscles, lower back. Try to keep it long and wide. Keep squeezing your invisible tennis ball. And then pull the heels back towards your shoulders to lift a little higher. Take one more breath. And release your hips. Extend your legs, extend the arms. Deep breath in. And then as you're going to breathe out, bring the knees to your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Lift your forehead up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale to stretch it all out. Exhale, little ball. 1 more. And then stay in your little ball here. Give yourself a big hug. That same kind of hug you've been wanting, desiring for so long. And then let's move your hands back behind your thighs and roll forward and back a couple of times. And just feel every vertebra of your spine kind of pressing and being massaged. And then rise up. You can step your feet down and move both of your knees to the right. It really depends on how comfortable it feels in your legs and pelvis, but you could have also the legs closer together or simply moving your left knee further back, kind of outside of your right leg. And then take a nice deep breath, lengthen the spine. Exhale and start to twist towards the back of your mat, kind of over your right thigh. Take a breath in here, lengthen the spine, and then exhale to fold nice and gently. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale to push into the hands, lift up. Exhale to fold and bow. Last time. And perhaps you bring the left ear to the floor. Inhale to rise. Now keep your right hand on the mat. Lift your left arm up. Nice deep breath in the left side. And then bend the right elbow and fall over your right arm. For 2. You can walk your fingers further away. Maybe move the elbow down to the floor. Last time. And then exhale. And then let's just stay here. Push into your right hand or right elbow if it's to the floor. And then extend through your left side from the knee all the way to the fingertips. And notice if it's available to revolve your heart to the sky. Good. Take one last breath. And then push into your forearm or hand, rise back up. Hands behind you. Let's do just a couple of windshield wipers with the legs side to side, hands behind. If it's comfortable for the fingers to point towards your hips, be it. But if it's not, just turn your hands outside. So fingers are pointing towards the edges of the mat. Yeah, and then the next time your knees are falling to the left, again, reorganize your legs in a way to be comfortable. And then take a nice deep breath to lengthen your spine and rotate your heart towards the back of your mat. Hands on the earth, breathe in to lengthen the space. And then breathe out to bow closer to the ground. And let's do that 2 more times. Up. Nice deep breath in. Exhale all the way to the very bottom of your breath. Last time. Moving up, keep the left hand on the floor, reach the right arm up and overhead, and then go ahead and bend the left elbow and exhale to arch. Inhale to rise. Maybe left elbow to the mat, exhale to arch. Inhale to rise. And exhale and stay. Push the right knee away from the fingertips. Create a lot of distance. Shoulders away from your ears, so there's a lot of space in the neck. And then rise up. Hands behind you. Few windshield wipers with your knees. And notice if you are in a rush, or are you like, in a rush to do things. And just remember that here now you can slow down. Okay, now bring your knees back in line with your hips, same with your feet. And again, if it hurts your wrist to have the fingers pointing towards your bum, then just turn them outwardly. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep a soft bend in your elbows. Press the floor away with your feet. Exhale to round your spine, draw your belly in, bend your elbows. And then inhale to lift your hips up so they're all in line, knees, hips, and shoulders. And then exhale to sit back down, bend the elbows. Inhale to lift. And let's do 3 more for a count of 5. Using the power, the strength of the breath to move. And then last time. Up and down. Now keep your hips on the floor. Just give yourself a little hug to relax your wrists. You might want to shake them out a little bit. Okay, and then let's try this actually. So hands behind you, fingers pointing forward or outwardly, it's up to you. And then exhale again, to bend the elbows, draw your navel in. Inhale to lift. Now you have 2 choices. Either you bring your pelvis back down, or you swing it back and in between your arms to lengthen your legs. Look towards your toes. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to swing back. Push into your hands. 3 more for a total of 5. 3, 2, push, push, push. Draw your navel in, round your spine. And 1, sit your hips back. Reach the arms up. Take a nice deep breath in. All the way to the fingertips. And then as you're going to start to roll your spine forward, relax your face, chin to the chest. Perhaps you're able to hold onto your feet, which is fine, or to simply rest your hands on either side of your legs. If it pulls a lot, if it seems like straining at the back of your legs, bend your knees a little bit and allow the belly to rest against your thighs. And then from here, soften every muscles of your face, especially around the mouth, the eyes, the forehead. And you might want to sway a little side to side. Pay attention to what happened when you breathe in deeply. Just a little more deeper. And then what happened when you push your exhalation all the way to its very, very bottom. And then roll your spine back up. Extend the arms overhead. Take a deep breath in here. And as you're going to breathe out, lean back a little bit, bring your knees to your chest, cross your ankles, and then swing forward, palms onto the floor. Step your legs back and lift your pelvis up for Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And then here, the hips are the highest point of the body. And then you can start to just kind of pedal your heels one at a time. Relax the head. Push the floor away. You might want to swing your hips side to side. Now here, lift your heels and start to roll your spine forward so you land into a plank. You might want to keep your knees up or to move them down. We'll maintain for 5 breaths. Grab the mat with your finger pads here to feel like your fingers are like tiny little spider legs. Push your heels back and firm up the front of your thighs, the front of your belly, and even the front of your chest, while softening your face and even smiling. Why not? And then as you breathe out, lower the knees and the chest down. Forehead to the ground, extend through your toes and push the top of the feet down so much that you feel your kneecaps lifting. Pull your fingers back. The palms will be facing towards the sky. Spread your fingers wide here, and on your next breath in, start to push your hands up and pull your fingers back to lift your chest. Roll the shoulders back and keep lengthening the crown of the head so the neck is as long as the throat. And then keep pressing your palms up, even further up. Last breath here. And then bring the hands one on top of the other below your forehead or beneath your forehead. Relax your bum, relax your legs, shake it off a little bit. Because we'll go for another round. Oh yeah. So pull the fingers and the toes back, forehead on the floor, and use your inhalation to lift, pull, and push up. Strengthening the muscles of our backs here. Good. And then if you think about it during most of the time that you're awake, your spine goes into the other direction, which is meaning that it's rounding or it's flexing. So it's normal if you feel like it's a little straining to do this because maybe your body is not used to do that. So take one more breath. Lift. And then bend the elbows. This time, move them underneath your shoulders with both of your forearms parallel in front of you into what we call the Sphinx. Push your finger pads into the floor like you did in your plank. And now start to pull the floor towards you to broaden your collarbones. The collarbones are these two bones joining the chest and the arms together. That's the only bone that connect the arms to the rest of the body, which is kind of freaky if you think about it too much. So let's bring our attention back to the top of the feet. Press down, spread your toes wide, and try to lift the low belly skin up and back. One more breath. Now bend your right knee, bring the heel to the bum, and then see if you can reach and grab hold of the foot behind you with your right hand. If you can't, it's fine. You can do it energetically. Now from here, breathe in, lift a little bit, push the foot, kick the foot into the hand, and try to keep your chest parallel to the front of the mat. And then as you're going to breathe out, release the chest and the forehead down. I like to slide my left hand underneath the forehead to be a bit more comfortable. And then squeeze the heel firmly onto the buttock. And then perhaps your knee will lift a little bit. But keep the hip down. Kissing the floor. The left leg is still very strong. Last breath. And then as you're going to push with your left forearm into the mat, kick the foot again into your hand, and then start to rise up on the in-breath. Push, creating a connection in between the foot and the hand. And try to become a little lighter in that left arm. Maybe lifting the left elbow to go a little higher. Let's take one more breath. And then let it all go. Sway your pelvis side to side. You might want to go for some windshield wipers on the belly. Feet in the air. Swaying side to side. And then extend your legs. Bring your forearms in front of you again like two parallel lines. Coming into your Sphinx posture. And when you're ready, bend your left knee and reach for the foot behind with your left hand. Kick the foot into the hand, resist the hand into the foot. And try to bring your shoulders in line with the front of your mat. Even though it's really tempting to kind of move that left shoulder back, resist. Right leg is strong. Exhale to release. You might want to slide your right hand underneath and then squeeze and pull the heel to the buttock. Imagine as you do so, you can lengthen the fibers, the skin, but also the muscles of your left thigh, of your left hip, and perhaps from the left hip all the way to the left shoulder joint. Good. And then press into your right forearm, kick the foot into the hand and start to rise up again. I like to keep my forearm a little more parallel this time. And then still kicking here. Notice if you can perhaps lift that right elbow, come onto the hand, but stay quite light onto that right side. Last breath. And then let it go. Last time here. Wiggle, wiggle, or sway your legs side to side. Just making sure that you're not carrying any extra tension as you move along. And then extend your toes. Slide your hands by your floating ribs. And on your next breath in, push up onto your knees so you're in a half plank. Inhale again here, lengthen the spine out. Exhale and lift your knees into a full plank. Take a full breath in, draw the low belly in and back. And then exhale, downward dog again. Feel free to move. You got 3 breaths here. Shake it off. And so there's such a thing as a 3-legged dog in yoga. So we're going to reach the right leg up, but keep the pelvis squared, which means that you're not opening the hips. But actually, if there were 2 little lights at the front of your pelvis, they would be lightening the floor. Breathe in all the way to the heel. Now exhale, move your right foot forward. Lower down the back knee, which is the left in this case. And then as you're going to roll up one vertebra on top of the other, bring the shoulders above the pelvis and the head above the shoulders. Once you feel nice and stacked, square off the hips again. So push the right hip back, left hip forward. Reach the arms up. All the way to the inhale, all the way to your fingertips. And as you're going to breathe out, release the right hand. So either you hold on to your right thigh or you look for the floor with your right fingers. And you might not touch it, which is fine. Go slow. So you could be like this, fingers touching the floor, or right hand onto the right hip, which is as good and as fine as the previous variation. Breathe deeply into the left side. That's all that matters here. And as you're going to breathe out, move your left hand down to the mat beside your right foot. Reach your right arm up to the sky into a twist. Look up to your right thumb. Tuck your left toes under. Lift your left knee. Square off the hips again. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And as you're going to breathe out, spin all of your toes to the right. And then slide your right foot either halfway or all the way in front of your left foot for a side plank. Lift your hips. Take one more breath here. And then come back to plank. Lower down, knees, chest, forehead. Breathe in into a baby cobra. Lengthen your toes, crown of the head forward and up. Squeeze the elbows back. And then exhale, release onto your knees and all the way back to down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feel your foundations in both of your hands, both of your feet. And if possible, as you are bending the knees gently, can you think about weighting down your heels as if they were attracted to the very core of this earth? Like magnetized. And then lift your left leg now up, 3-legged dog. Let's avoid opening the pelvis here. And then exhale, knee to the chest, step the foot forward, right knee down. Roll up your spine, 1 vertebra at a time. And then only when you feel nice and steady, then reach the arms up. And then gradually release the left fingers to the thigh or to the floor. And it's really up to you. I like to push the top of the right foot down, but some people prefer to keep the toes tucked under. So it's really a personal matter here. And let's just take one more breath, just so you can feel the integration of the posture into the body. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Right hand down, left arm up. Allow your right eye to look up to your left thumb. And then tuck your toes under, lift your right knee, square off the hips.
Push into the right hand and start to pivot your toes to the left. Now slide your left foot halfway or all the way in front of the right toes. Coming into side plank, push the floor away. Arch your spine just a little bit more, keeping the lower back long and wide, low belly in and back. And then go ahead, release plank. Lower the knees and the chest and the chin down. Roll the shoulders back, breathing into baby cobra. And then breathe out, downward facing dog. Release the weight of your head. Shake it off a little bit if you need. Okay, three-legged dog again. Lift your right leg up. And as you're going to breathe out, bring the right knee to the chest, step the right foot forward. Now keep your back knee up and unroll your spine to come up nice and strong into a high lunge this time. Reach the arms up only when you feel steady in the legs. And then breathe out to release the right arm down. Extend through your left fingers like you want to touch the cloud in the skies. And I like to rest my right hand onto the back of my right back thigh, which is the left. In this case, take one more breath here. And then let's exhale to cross the left elbow outside of the right thigh, or maybe to rest it on top. Push into your hands, open your heart center. Nice breath in, full breath out. Inhale to come back up. Find your focus here. Stay concentrated. Reach the arms up. And then as you're going to breathe out, make fist and squeeze your elbows back. Shift your heart forward and peel off your left foot. Peel it off. Keep squeezing back. Maybe you reach the arms back. Palms are facing up. Warrior 3. You got this. Now inhale. Bring the left knee back beside the right. Reach the arms up. Stand tall. And squeeze the left heel towards the left sit bone. Lower down your left arm and try to grab hold of your left foot behind. Keep reaching the right arm up for dancer pose. Kick the left foot into the left hand. And then go ahead and start to arch your spine. Solid right leg. You can reach forward with your right hand. Try to keep everything squared. And then when you're ready, rise back up. Release the left foot gracefully beside the right. And come into mountain pose. Release any extract, any extra energy, any stuck energy. Just create space and hold it to receive whatever you have to receive from this practice. Was it hard? And you know that it's okay to face challenges because it's part of life. Was it easy? And can you be humble about it? And when you're ready, reach your arms up. Big circles all the way to the sky. Exhale to fold. Uttanasana. Half back, hands onto your shins. Breathe in. And then hands to the floor. Step the right leg back first, then the left into plank. Lower the knees, lower the chest. Inhale into a baby cobra. Right, and then exhale onto the knees, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Again, left leg this time, up and back to transition forward into our high lunge. Left foot forward. Roll your spine all the way up. Make sure that everything is stacked, one on top of the other, so it demands a little less effort. And then go ahead and release your left fingers towards the floor or onto your left thigh as you're arching to the left, opening, broadening the space in between the ribs, the rib cage and the pelvis, and the front of the thigh. As you're going to breathe out next, cross or release the elbow on top of the thigh. Press your palms together so you can open the space at the front of your chest. Last breath in, lengthening the spine. Breathe out, tone up your belly muscles and rise back up. Arms up, super strong. Make fists again and then squeeze the elbows back to the rib cage. Start to shift forward, peel your right foot and float it up into warrior 3. Reach the crown of the head forward. Away from your right toes, you can extend the arms, turn your palms up and push up to the ceiling. Last breath in. Now exhale, bring the right knee beside the left and roll up. Squeeze the heel to the bum. And then you might want to look for the foot behind with your right hand. Squeeze the heel into the pelvis and then reach that left arm up. Deep breath in. Start by kicking the foot into your hand. And already notice if you're kind of rotating the chest to the right, try to keep it forward. And perhaps start to lean forward gracefully like a dancer. Natarajasana. Keep breathing. And then move back up. Both feet down, hands by your sides. Take a moment to feel, stop everything. And notice how, even on the surface, it feels like it's still. Nothing is moving. Below the surface, a lot of stuff is happening. And it's your responsibility to let that stuff out. And then again, reach the arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to fold. Inhale, half back. Now hands down, left leg back, then right leg back plank. Lower the knees, exhale, chest, chin down. Roll the shoulders back, open the heart, breathe in. And then release. And this time, once you're on your knees, glue your big toes together and push your hips back to your heels in Balasana, child's pose. And then from here, you can reach the arms back, top of the hands on the mat, palms are facing up. Just relax your shoulders for a moment. If you feel agitated or if you feel like your breath is quite short, just stay here a little longer. You might even want to rock your body side to side, like you're rocking an agitated infant to quiet him down. And then let's just roll up so we can sit on our heels. Pelvis is heavy. Keep your eyes closed and rest your palms onto your lap. When the palms are facing down, it usually means that we need to keep our energy for ourselves. We need a little bit more of an introspective moment. As when we turn our palms up, it's that we are receptive and open to share and receive. And I'd like for us to close this practice here. In this not so comfortable posture, perhaps. And as you're noticing the behaviors of your body, how it tends to react to discomfort, and then how your mind is reacting to tension arising, and also how some emotion might be associated to what's coming up to the surface here. Then just keep reminding yourself that here is and now, everything is fine. Everything is perfectly fine. There is nothing to change about this moment. Because this moment is unique and won't happen again.
even though discomfort is part of this experience, it doesn't mean that it will last forever. If it's really challenging to be here now, remember that this is just kind of a practice for what you're gonna face in your life. And on the other hand, if it's really easy to be here now, can you remain humble as you are experiencing this ease and discomfort? And just breathe deeply in through the nose and softly out through the mouth. Please feel free to stay here as long as you need. Especially if you feel like a lot is happening now. That you have a few things to learn about this experience. Because it's pretty much all that is life is about. Thank you so much for sharing this moment with me. Namaste, y'all. See you soon.